Welcome to GameBreakers. My name is Thomas. I am here with Allison, Diamond, and David, and we are continuing A Bard's Tale, a D&D 5th edition game. When last we left our intrepid heroes, it was, well, it had been quite a few minutes. Having recruited some allies to your cause, you sprung your ambush on the Death Knight Borannor, who didn't take it well.
It went great.
Everything went right. That's not to say you did everything you wanted to do, but you have, over the course of the battle, lost a few allies and had your flying contraption demolished, which is what led to this present moment of the group having bailed out one way or another by parachute, levitate. Your last remaining ally, Abrila, sprung wings and leapt out, and is now in the process of trying to use the winds to gather you all together and keep you up, keep you aloft. The Death Knight Borannor, tangled in an arrow, managed to slice the line, but is not unwrapped and is continuing at terminal velocity toward the ground. You can keep sight of him. He's a little black dot on a vast, bright, yellow, reflective sand surface. And unless anybody has anything brilliant they can do at that range on the way down, what you then see is a Wile E. Coyote style surveying other places in the desert, other than directly down, towards Isineth, the Snake Mountain city, the base of the mountain holds a camp of that was sieging the city, and as the last embers of twilight settle on the desert, there is flaming, flashing war happening in the city. There's a counterattack. The sky has erupted with a teleportation circle that has poured out a river of snakes that, on impact with the sand, spring up into Yuan-Ti soldiers, heavily armed and armored. A fairly simple Arcana check lets you know that they must be able to shape change, and when they hit the sand, their shape drops and they go back to their fighting form.
Am I near any of you? Like, am I near any of you, or are we all really spread out?
You actually are probably the farthest away from them, since they all were in motion while you were basically stopped in one place. They have started to drop away from you. Abrila is below all of you, gathering wind to gust up into your chutes to keep you aloft, because she knows, as a denizen of the desert, something that you have been told both on the airship and by the genie, that there is a 350-foot hard deck under which you are no longer safe from purple worms, like the two that are streaming from the battle back toward you, probably to pick up Borannor. Also in that direction, sweeping from the ground upward, you see in the sky a shadow against the twilight that is exactly the silhouette of your airship. Also steaming at full flight speed your direction, racing the worms. They had a head start, but it's overtaking them.
You had said last time that 250 feet was about the distance we had to worry about. We were clearly much higher than that.
Yes, you're currently at about. I believe you said you were parked around 600 feet. And so, for purposes of the fall, we'll call it 500 feet that you fell before everybody deployed. I will say that for purposes of starting the evening, Struana is still at 550. Abrila is at 500, and she is keeping you guys somewhere as much as she can by guiding the winds in the 525 to 500 range, trying not to let you drop. I will take athletics checks from everybody to see how easy you make it for her. It's not a sandstorm.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, no, you weren't asking a question. You were saying
No.
you sucked. So Click Clack. How'd everybody do? Everybody else do?
I got a 20.
I got a 19.
Okay. Actually, you didn't even really need one, Struana, because you just have your levitate spell. You're looking down at all of this happening. You see Stan kind of center up into the updraft, but Click Clack veers off, and you see him actually like let go of one of the lines of the chute, and you see that he is panicking. And this Click Clack is because you realize that there's a smell coming up from beneath you, and there's a chemical that a crab gives off when it starts to die. You see one of Lovelace's eyes is sort of like limp and rolling, and the other one is kind of looking back at you, and then it rolls back in its socket, and both of the eye stalks retract, and the legs retract in as she loses hydraulic pressure.
Is she dying or dead?
She has all but expired at about the moment from underneath and kind of to the side. Stan, you can probably see this too, that mage's mark that got burned into you all flashes again, and from beneath you, Click Clack, you feel her jerk and the legs spasm, and she sort of weakly comes back into motion. That's one hunter's mark boon off the sheet. She has 1 hit point.
I have a greater health potion I've been hoarding for I don't know how long, and I'm feeding it to her.
Okay. All right. So you're like one hand on, and you're just like unbuckle and climb out of the seat, and
Yeah, whatever I have to do.
okay.
I'm doing maintenance on the outside of an airplane. I don't care.
You all see this. It's basically an uncontrolled fall. Like with a 1, especially, the chute is losing. Like it's starting to flap. You're falling at an increased rate. At about the time you're passing Abrila, you get the potion into Lovelace, and go ahead and roll the heals on that.
What's the dice on a greater?
I want to say it's a 5th level. So 5d8. Sorry. Or I guess 3rd level would be 5d8. That sounds right.
If I see this as happening, there's gonna be like screaming, which is I will then realize is unnecessary because of the ear thing.
Everybody else, oh,
But-
God.
Click Clack, are you okay?
He doesn't even answer yet.
Abrila does a wing over and dives down to basically like try to sweep up the wind under the parachute and give you a advantage on your athletics check to regain control. Click Clack. If that's what you're
Okay.
going to do after the heals.
Well, I rolled terribly on the potion. 15.
Well, it's better than nothing. All right, so Click Clack has dropped to about 475 feet now, and he's starting to go wide from the group. Anybody else doing anything?
Screaming mostly.
Okay.
Like, get back, like slow down, anything like that.
So sorry, I was doing math. I didn't hear all that. Is the shoe gone or like?
No, it's still attached. You don't have like the control handles, and like you've let go of those to deliver the potion, and it's starting to lose. It's starting to flap at the top, like it's losing pressure.
Can I try to get the handles back?
Yes, that will be an athletics check again, and you're going to get advantage from Abrila, who is now pacing you, like she's in sort of a wing over dive.
17.
That will be enough to stop your fall.
Okay.
So you're back to holding even with Abrila's help. Stan, can I get another one from you now that the wind has had to shift to get Click Clack stable?
I rolled a natural 1
Guys,
For
quit
sure.
doing that.
for a total of
What?
10.
So what happens is Abrila doesn't really have the tactical situational awareness. So she's like, oh, go save Click Clack now. And basically just like sweeps up the wind under Click Clack. And Stan, you're just like, hey, over here. Oh, you're also not very well centered weight wise, just a giant tin can. So Stan now drops to 500, 570, or 475, and after hearing the call from Struana, Abrila's like, oh. And now can I get an athletics check from both of you again?
Natural 20 on the other, right to the other end.
14. Statistics, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm so glad this tea isn't caffeinated. I feel it right here. Oh.
So the 14 and the natural 20 are enough to get you both stable at 475 feet. And this isn't combat rounds, by the way. This is dramatic time. This is all taken about a minute. Everybody's stable. Abrila seems to have you. What do we do now?
We can't stay up here.
We have to get him to the airship. Like, we have to get him. We're not going to get another chance at this. We have to get Borannor.
Did you say that there was something coming to collect his body?
Yes.
See, you say body, I say little black dot hoofing it across the desert.
Yeah.
With a haste spell and some other magical enhancement. He's like dune hopping. The other thing that happens right about now is directly below you, a second, much bigger Wile E. Coyote as your ship impacts.
Oh.
The dust cloud it creates does not dissipate, however. And all of the debris from the ship is whirling around in it.
That's a very upset air elemental down there. I give, bet you $5.
And it is approaching you. Slowly.
What is our windy friend's name? I always forget it. The one keeping us alive. Abrila. Abrila, can you help me aim to get toward Borannor?
I can try. Hold on. How are on the other hand, what's your levitate speed like, Strana?
It's really not. I think I'm gonna have to cast fly from the yeah. Fortunately, that's not a spell slot. That's a bagpipes. So there's a little Hezrog symbol that lights up where no one can see it because I'm floating in empty space, and suddenly I can fly.
So that only works on you?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't only work on me, but presently it's wait, I have a shoot too, right?
You can only cast it on yourself, I mean.
No, it has to be a willing creature, but you guys are out of range. Wait, let's see. It doesn't actually say what the range is.
The book says the range is touch.
Okay. So it seems like it's not I can't cast it on you because you are too far away. Therefore I cast it on me.
Okay.
And can now direct myself-ish.
Okay. Abrila can help. She can't increase wind speed, but she can direct it. So you guys will have to continue making athletics checks as long as that is your motive power.
Right.
And the cyclone carrying ship debris is not far away from you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Quick communication over the thing, like the airship is our best place to be right now, I think. So we need to get to it, and we need to get to Borannor.
The whirling vortex?
No, the Gnomish airship.
That airship. They're about to retrieve Borannor. If we let him get away now, he gets away.
The Gnomish ship is outpacing the worms. We need to do both of these things simultaneously. We need to catch Borannor again, and we need to get to the airship for basically backup, because we're gonna die otherwise. I think. I don't know.
How far are we from the gnome ship?
About 4 athletics checks.
Gotcha.
I mean, one train leaves Philadelphia and another train leaves a falling airship at.
Does the airship have a way to retrieve people who are on the ground?
Yes.
Okay. So if we can get to Borannor, we can get retrieved from the ground, and we can tell them that.
So we're going after Borannor.
It's a little do or die time. Anyone else feel like that?
I have an idea, and it's basically up if Thomas will let me do it. I still have my hang glider.
Yeah.
I have to get it out, unfold it, and attach it, but I still have it. I fixed it after the last time. I fix everything that breaks.
Right.
If she can hold me steady enough, I can install the hang glider and I can just dive bomb at him.
While you're having this conversation, give me a round of athletics checks. Not so much you, Struana. You just keep flying.
14.
16.
Okay, that is enough to be kept aloft. You are moving at about the speed that you would walk, and staying at about the same altitude.
What about my suggestion?
That it would take a whole the dice would have a whole lot to say about it. I won't tell you no. The dice might say you fail, but it's worth a shot. It would take some calculus to know whether you could actually catch up with him. As you are moving and now able to like see your movement relative to him, give me, I would say, an investigation check.
22.
He is sprinting at about 120 feet per second. With above 20, you can pinpoint it to that level of accuracy, or not per second, per per round, like in D&D time. He is at a sprint action. It would take some daredevil flying to hold that speed for long enough to catch him and basically like keep stable enough not to rip the hang glider apart. It could happen.
I don't have a better idea for catching up with him.
Yeah, I
need the go from our team leader.
I think Strana thinks that this is the only chance we're going to get to even try this. I know because I saw the mark that we got him close to dead. You know, that he probably had to use a final one of those things on that thing, and he's trying to get away from us so much that it is worth trying to catch him. So we should do that. I can signal the ship from anywhere that it can. If it can see us, I can signal it. We're good. I think we should try our best to just get down there and catch him.
Okay.
Y'all ready for this?
I start pulling out the folded up glider and ratcheting it open and bolting it onto Lovelace.
I would accept an athletics or acrobatics check while this is happening.
Let's do acrobatics.
Or to stay. Yeah, and meanwhile you're gonna be losing altitude. Abrila can't keep you aloft alone.
13.
Okay.
It was almost a 20.
Yelling that we have to catch him at Abrila also. She's involved in this conversation. Also, I still have David Bowie, by the way. I got a glittery Bowie in the air with us.
Figure out how fast he can move. Your traveling zone.
I rolled a 13 on my first don't die check.
Okay. At 13, I will give you the option of losing double altitude or not getting one of the successful checks you need to tinker this on what is not upon the fly.
I'll take the altitude loss.
Okay. So the parachute begins flapping above you. You feel the air going faster and faster. Give me another tinker check.
Oh, another? This will be the first check.
I'm signaling to the airship while also trying to fly that way, for the record, that we're trying to get to the ground. Help us get to the ground. Get guy from the ground.
You are furiously like flipping through your old weathered gnomish signal handbook and using dancing lights. Is that the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, while also like just the aiming the body that flying direction, man.
All right, flying is as easy as movement for you right now. It's these poor schmoes that have to work for it.
27 on my tinkers.
All right, Stan, how'd that athletics check go?
My athletics check was 21.
Exceptional. So you are maintaining movement. You are helping Abrila help you. You're able to get a little about a double move as if you were jogging for this sort of minute or two of dramatis time.
I am too far away from any of you to haste, but if I can get closer, I can haste you. And to do so, I'm hasting me.
By now, you will have caught up. You're moving at your flight speed.
Okay.
You can take double moves for actions when you're not using them. You're moving at a much quicker, much more precise way than they are.
Okay. Are you? Does that actually help movement speed for them gliding? Haste work like that?
No.
No.
It's physical movement increases, like running.
But it will improve it'll make me fly faster because that's essentially rule-wise just movement only three-dimensional.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna haste myself too.
A granted movement speed, and I would say that the hang glider will have a flight speed, or give you a flight speed, and thus could be hasted.
Okay, so I'm hasting me, and if I get close enough to David, I'm hasting him. Well, Click Clack and him. Like, go faster!
Okay, I am going to give you a choice between athletics or acrobatics to basically do a dive bomb, because he has left the chute behind and is in full tinker mode right now. He's got the thing about a third of the way assembled, but he's going down fast, and you're gonna have to, because haste is a touch spell, right?
No, 30 feet.
30 feet. You're still gonna have, okay, so it's less difficulty than I was gonna give you, but you're still gonna have to do some fancy flying to get within
I will take acrobatics. I'm also telling him over the phone thing that we're doing that I'll make you go faster while the wand is. All right.
I appreciate that, but get over here. I'm busy.
I got a natural 20, so that's 26.
Nice.
I love this die. Yeah, you're good at things.
The wand praises you on the way down. It's like, oh, you look good doing it too. Oh, it's very good. No, you're always at your best when you pull me out, aren't you?
Why is the wand a sycophant?
So the haste spell will go off. Can I get a second tinker check from you, David? And I'm going to say haste will help minimize the distance that you fall during these tinkers too, because you're working faster.
Uh, 29.
Nice. Okay. And
I'm thinking to myself that the ability to scream in the air is totally why I ended up going from bagpipes to short pipes. This is why. So I can scream and squeeze.
Any other buffs, any other actions before the third tinker check to get the hang glider fully assembled? Okay, give me the roll then.
Ew.
I like that.
17.
Okay. So first wing assembly, pretty okay. Second wing assembly, smooth, solid. Center assembly and fine tuning and balancing, probably good enough for government work. So
I'll never go back to government work.
we're gonna that may come up later. And you are ready to cut shoots and go to a flight speed. What's a flight speed 50, right? Was that the hang glider flight?
That sounds familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So your flight speed will be doubled because of haste.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then with successful piloting, you may be able to take a sprint for that period.
Okay.
And it's only with the sprint, by the way, that you're going to make up ground. Okay.
Okay.
So flying has me at a 60-foot speed, so I hasted myself, so I'm moving at 120.
Okay. You were holding steady with him.
It's very uncomfortable.
Stan.
Yep.
You and Abrila are headed toward the airship?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have much to do, so I am just trying not to fall out of the wind.
Try not to die.
All right. ClickClack. Give me a piloting test now. That will be your intelligence plus a proficiency bonus for the tools. And I don't think you've picked up your air vehicle tool proficiency yet, so that's all.
9.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
It's you haven't. Is 9 your final answer? There's no other mojo you've got handy.
I have one more inspiration die left.
Is this when you use it?
Yes.
Okay. Roll.
It's
roll
one.
that
It's
beautiful
one
bar
from.
footage.
It's one from you. Remind me which one that is.
That's a D8.
8. So
Exceptional.
yeah.
Oh, God.
So, on deployment, when the wings take the first first tension of the air, you see the bolts that you were a little meh about in the middle start, like one of them starts to wiggle through, and you're just bam, 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 bam.
I'm hammering in a screw with a wrench.
Not today.
You can fuck up later.
So you are able to get your regular movement on that one. So you fall a little behind Borannor. The worms, on the other hand, are moving at an exceptional pace towards you. Stan, can I get another athletics check?
Yep. Free falling. 26.
You are riding the breeze, free and easy. This is you're getting used to this. Abrila, however, at this point is able to just fly up right behind you and say, "Stan, may I?"
Sure.
She casts a spell on herself, grabs you by the back plate of your armor, and with her wings just and you're now going at flight speed toward the airship.
Woo!
Right. She's if it's just one of you, she's strong enough. She can do the trick to get strong enough to carry you. And the wind is behind you the whole way. Meanwhile, ClickClack.
Yes,
Can I get another piloting test?
if you must. I used all my good rolls on installing the thing. 13.
Okay. Once again, that joint is not holding together well. But it's not going to pop this round. But it's also giving you a little drag as the wings are a little less responsive. So again, you're stuck going you're stuck going your regular speed.
100, because haste. Okay.
So you're still falling behind. You're not catching up enough to get any shots off.
Can I try to fix it?
At the cost of altitude.
How much?
Probably at least 50 feet more if the roll is low. And you're currently at around 200. I mean, worm range is worm range, right?
Yeah. It's gonna cost me that much just from being messed up. So yeah, I try to fix it.
Okay.
Tinkerer check.
Yep.
Oh, now you roll high. Thank you. 25.
Okay. You're pretty sure you've battened it down. You're listing badly to one side, banking off a little. You're gonna have to course correct to make up for it with this next piloting check. Struana, I assume you're staying at a level altitude.
Fucking kidding me.
Well, not entirely, because I am heading towards Borannor.
Okay, slight declination.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see David's face.
That's not good face.
11.
I think that you should put that die in the die shaming box.
I
Grab
don't
another
have
one.
one of those, but I'll buy one.
I know what you're getting for Christmas.
A
Right?
tiny little cell.
I have a little box that might.
You've course corrected, and you're back to right back on his 6 o'clock high. You're coming in. You've leveled out. You're coming in at exactly the right attack angle that you're looking for. You lost some elevation, and you're still just not getting enough edge on the blade. Not enough joy in the stick. I don't know, piloting talk. But you're still falling behind. And at this point, you can also see looming not far ahead are two shapes throwing up sand in the late dusk. It's well lit by the moons, by the way, and as the moons are out, you can see now that the black moon and the red moon are creeping close together. Well, by that, what I mean to say is you can, for a very brief period, begin to see the black moon, because usually it's just black against black night sky. The airship is now within interception range of you and Abrila, Stan. It is high above both you and ClickClack, Struana. Stan, you can see it's coming in beneath you, and from the crow's nests on top of the dirigible portion, they are extending telescoping poles, and when they reach full length, which is probably 60 feet total, they spring them apart, and there's a net. There's two of them along the length of the ship.
I feel like I'm not seeing what you're describing, although I'm trying to.
They've put up a big catcher's mitt, like two poles with a net between it.
Okay. Okay. For the birdies, right? Wait. We were the birdies.
And Abrila, sort of lets you loose and says, "You've got this, Stan. I think if we approach together, we're going to get fouled."
What do you mean fouled?
I mean, I'll get tangled in your parachute. You'll
Oh.
intersect my.
Yeah.
I don't think we should go into this together. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Good. And she starts whipping the wind again and sort of flies in place behind you a little. And you're gonna need to make me an athletics check, as the ship it's coming in at full clip too. Like, they've banked a little to make it not an impact.
Got 23.
23 will do it. Right in the first net. Just twing. And you start to slide down into the crow's nest, where a couple of gnomes, like, come on. they're tied to the railing on the side. The ship starts to bank heavily, and there will be a second athletics check to stick the landing.
14? Actually, 17.
Okay. 17 will stick the landing. ClickClack, down below. What are you doing?
Flying.
Okay. Give me that pilot check.
New die. Better. 20.
All right, you've caught the currents. You're in a good groove for the thermals. You're not losing ground anymore. You can begin to overtake him now.
Okay. Roughly how far away am I from him?
At this point, about 400 feet lateral, and you've lost. You're at what, 225 feet? Altitude?
Something like that.
Struana, are you doing anything as you're observing this happen? You see the ship shoot past you and is now basically pulling an aerial J turn. It's kicking the back end back behind it, letting the weight of the engines swing it, and then re-engaging on the back end of the turn.
I am trusting Stan to be able to communicate or make decisions on the airship, based on the fact that we really have to get Borannor.
Okay.
I'm trying to get close enough to him to start, making his life harder.
Okay.
And like really concerned about how ClickClack and Lovelace are doing.
Okay.
Like, this is intense. She is not sure she lives.
You do have a brief moment as you're seeing the airship turn where you see the white fluttery form of Abrila pull up like even with the foremast, where you see the hanging on the rope and directing gnomes is Bannon, and they have some witty banter that you can't hear from there, but they're in their own movie.
Whatever.
Meanwhile, ClickClack.
Yeah.
Give me some piloting.
I'm only adding proficiency once for these, right?
Yes.
Okay. 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point, you
Don't anyone ever accuse me of cheating with real dice.
Right? Well, unless you're cheating toward the dramatic. I'm just gonna get a middling success to keep it interesting. You keep it locked on and steady, but you start to lose ground until at the very end he slows down, turns around, still trotting backwards over the dunes, and leaps up, and you see underneath him and he and a worm disappear under the dune.
I still know where he is, though.
Yes, you've got him hunter's marked. Plus, like you can from the top, you can definitely see the trail of a worm subsurface as long as it's not too far under.
Mm-hmm.
But they move really fast.
I'm still chasing.
Okay. You are getting outpaced. Like once the worm has it does a quick like coil, basically like coils up and springs off the other way. The other one turns around. I mean, it's freight train fast.
Guys, I think it's time for Plan B. Which right now in my head is, let's go back and save the dragon. We know where Borannor came from. At least stop him from doing the Black Convergence thing.
Stan, you're on a ladder down the dirigible toward the deck as this is coming in.
Now you tell me.
Hey, I thought we had a chance to catch him. Obviously. I'm waiting for a consensus. I'm not just making an arbitrary decision, Yell.
Well, the ship is coming up behind you at a high rate of speed.
Behind me?
Behind all of you. Like, it's catching up quick. It beat the worms to this end from behind. Like, it's got speed on them. So, and it's coming up fast. What are you guys doing?
If you want to change objectives, I'm not going to object. I just need to know what I'm doing.
Stan?
Unless we have a way of going underground, riding a worm ourselves, I think we're stuck. What you suggested, going to Duneharrow, right? So that, to prevent his slaying.
Yeah. I think that we're at this point have lost our chance to get Borannor. As I'm watching this worm go further and further into the distance, we can't. He's going to come back out in the middle of a million enemies. You know, I can't think of any way to stop one of those worm things. So unless we've got a better plan, like keeping him from being able to fulfill his mission is not as good as trapping him, but is better than not trapping him.
Yeah.
Who are we defending him? Who are we defending the dragon from specifically?
Him.
Yeah,
so
but it's back.
He's gonna leave here and go attack the dragon.
Yeah.
Let's go to the dragon.
That was the tactical assessment from Akiri, your tactical advisor, that if he escapes, almost certainly his first move is going to go execute that dragon.
Yeah. So
Then,
now we
yeah,
have to go
let's
try to save the dragon.
get the gnomes to scoop us up, and let's haul ass to the dragon.
Right about
Yep.
the time you've made that decision, you look back and there is a net coming at you. Like the relative speed, you're farther behind than Struana, and they are coming up at you, and you hear some people yelling out at Gnomish, "You gotta hit the net! If you don't hit the net, we can't come back round."
Talking to me?
Yeah, well, screaming
Yes.
out into the ether. If you're gonna make a piloting test to hit the net, now would be the moment.
Yeah. It's broken everything.
Can I just fly to the ship and land on it? Is that possible?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do.
The flight spell gives you a lot more leeway.
17.
17 is enough. You twing, and you and Lovelace, once you've hit it, can just crawl down it. She'll just crawl you down from there.
Okay.
It's gonna take you a minute to retract the hang glider.
Mm-hmm.
But we won't make any rolls on that. That's just gonna do as you're traveling.
Like.
So Struana, you hit the deck at about the foremast where Stan is coming down the dirigible. Bannon is there. He has basically a half mask on that covers one of his eyes and one ear, and he is clearly speaking with the captain. Plus, he looks badass.
Are we all on the boat now?
Yes. You can all gather at the stern. Is that the front? The bow?
Yep.
I'm
gonna very quickly tell them where we're trying to go, and we need to get there faster because oh my god.
Can you cast haste on the ship? No? Okay.
only on creatures. As soon as we're all on board and it's clear that that's been handled, like we've all boarded and we're just traveling, still mounted, I walk up to Stan, get his attention, point at Lovelace, and say, "Heal her, please."
Yeah, I can do that.
What
Thank
language
you.
do you say that in, ClickClack? Just out of curiosity.
Common.
Okay. Bannon kind of gets some gnomes to aid you with supplies and help you buckle down, help you untinker your hang glider. Spanner wrench, 3/16 spanner wrench. Now 5/16. Now an 8.5. Thank you. Does anybody have a gnomish standard? No.
Thomas, what is Lovelace affected by any diseases or anything? Is it just damage?
Just damage. It's so much.
She got bit by a shield a lot.
Yeah. A lot of shield biting, a lot of necrotic macing. Like you guys finally have probably the first moment since the thump of him entering the airship for you to finally catch a breath. The speaking of your crashed airship, the crashed Cyclone is trailing very far behind. Your airship is much faster, but it is unerringly headed your direction.
Oh, also, we have a problem there with an air elemental who is probably going to try and attack us if it catches up. Just a guess.
I'm going to use my last spell for Lovelace. Cure wounds.
This is going so good, you guys.
So good.
Struana, when you tell Bannon that, he kind of looks at you and raises a little monocle in the mask to make sure he can get two eyes at you and goes, "Wait, the airship crashed and that's the elemental?"
Yep.
Oh, well, good news. It's probably a built-in recovery program. At least it's going to deliver you the pieces before its contract is over. If you can fix it, it will remain bound. It understands this. So, probably not hostile. That's very good news. Man, you should read the owner's manual. It's got a lot of really interesting things in there. And he shuts the mask and goes back to, like, directing gnomes.
Got the, like, yeah, you're not wrong, but...
For the record, ClickClack did read the manual, but he's busy at the moment.
I didn't know there was an owner's manual. I was stuck in a library reading other things. Whatever. I am going to ask if there are any stash of cure potions that we can use. Do we have any? Because, like, I look real bad right now. Like,
he will, like, you can all head straight to the infirmary, get some immediate care. We are at full battle stations. Where are we headed? Where are we headed? Are we headed home? Are we done? Can we be headed home?
I would love to be done, and but I explained to him where we have to go and what we have to do, and the haste with which we have to get there.
Can we deal with the infirmary stuff?
Well, cousin, it was a trick question anyway. Home is right here, he says, and stomps on the deck. Let's go. And he starts back again in Gnomish, issuing commands. A little aide de camp says, to the infirmary then?
Yes, please.
Can the infirmary heal us so Stan doesn't have to burn a spell?
It's
what
where
I'm trying to make happen.
All the bandages and any emergency potions and anything. I mean, this is your maiden voyage. You haven't even actually christened it yet, so it's fully stocked.
Stan, save your spell.
So it will take you guys about 12 to 15 minutes at top speed to reach the city, the top of which holds the lair of which you speak. And that is convenient because we're going to take about 10 to 15 minutes right now and have a little break. So, as the airship steams into even more certain doom from pretty certain doom, we will take a moment and come back. Thank you for watching. This is a GameBreakers, A Bard's Tale. If you like what you see, hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And if you want it to get better, hop over to our Patreon. So do we. Meanwhile, have a good game.